So, what are your names?
My name is Jessica.
George.
Stephanie.
And are you all from New York, or where you originally from? Are you from the city?
I was born in Queens. I live in Brooklyn.
Live in Brooklyn.
I've been living in Queens for the past 10 years or so.
What are your ages?
I am 18. I just turned 18.
Oh.
17.
17.
Young love. So yeah, let me ask both of you. What do you think that love is?
I think you know love when you start feeling those butterflies in the stomach and you can't eat, or you can't sleep, or you can't do anything without thinking about that person. That's when you know like you're deeply in that, so you can't get out of it. You're stuck in there.
How about you? What do you think?
Love. Love is a lot of patience. You need patience to be in love, because you have to accept their flaws and everything that they believe in, and take that into mind. So I guess love is a lot of patience.
Yeah. And how about you? What do you think?
Wow. I actually haven't experienced love yet. I've had, like I said, I have had a lot of bad luck. But I think it's a commitment. It's knowing a person and loving that person for who that person is, and getting the same thing in return. And just also, like you said, patience. Patience to understand, to, just fully know the person.
If there is anything you can think of, what's the dumbest thing that love has ever made you do?
I don't know, bro.
Or anything silly. I mean,
probably cut school, high school for 2 months straight, and then I had to take night school and summer school just to graduate on time. Both of us.
How about you? Did you both? Were
Yeah.
you both do it together? That's cool.
Cut school for 2 months straight.
Dumbest thing. I don't know. Punch a locker and wind up breaking my arm.
Really?
I guess it was just to show off, and I'm the big bad man, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long have the two of you been together?
3 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
How has it changed? Do you think when the longer you know each other, what changes in a relationship?
Well, I think the longer we've known each other, is like we become more best friends than what we used to become. But we used to be like more lovers, and we didn't know each other like that much. But now we're just like more like best friends than anything.
Yeah.
So that makes the love even stronger between us.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, as time passes, you become more comfortable. You're like, you let everything go. Like, you don't care about burping, farting, doing whatever. You don't want to do it in the first. Like when you first meet somebody, you're like, oh no, I don't want. Oh, you know. But once you become comfortable, you're like, oh yeah. and the person doesn't even care. They fart along with you. Yeah,
that's funny. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah. And what do you think about all the burping and farting and such?
I think, like he said, I think in the beginning it's kind of uncomfortable because you don't know how the person will react to it. But I mean, after you become comfortable with the person, you know that it's just silly things that everybody does, and that you're comfortable doing around that person too.
So here's something I'm just curious about, because the two of you as a couple and everything, it's pretty interesting. When you first meet somebody, do you know that you're in love? I mean, did you know, that two of you, that you were in love right away? And if not, when did you know that was more than just an attraction, that it was really love?
When we started going out, we kept on breaking up and having fights, but then once, because we started off on the wrong foot, we just wanted to go straight to the relationship. Then after a while, we started getting to know each other and hanging out more as friends. Then we started going out, and then all the time that we spent with each other, we just grew to love each other.
Same thing she said, pretty much.
And what about, I mean, you've talked about how you were disappointed before. What is the moment of, I mean, what are you disappointed about? What disappointed you with different relationships?
What have you learned about yourself from those experiences?
Wow, well, I've learned that I am a bit of a complicated person, and I guess that's maybe, shut up. I guess that's maybe why it doesn't work out. But it's not also me, it's also that I expect too much from a person. Like, I looked for the ideal person, and I am young, so I shouldn't really be looking for a person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, but I do, and I can't help it. So eventually, like, I find little things wrong with the person, and I feel like it's not going to work out, so I kind of end the relationship quickly. But I don't know, I guess that's where I've gone wrong, that I've been looking for the perfect ideal person, and it's just not gonna happen yet, I guess.
Do you feel guilty afterwards when you initiate the breakup?
Yes, I do. I always
Because
do.
you might hurt the feelings of the person.
Yeah, I do, but it's not always my fault. Like usually the person is like,
So you explain to the person why you are breaking
yes,
up.
no,
like, why
definitely,
you're
I
deciding
do,
to-
and I guess I just have to wait and see what happens.
I see.
What do you think about, this is something I've asked a few people, what do you think about what you see when you watch either movies or TV, you read books about love? How does that affect you, and what do you think those images are? Like, how does like the movie industry deal with love?
That's so bullshit, man. All that love that you see in the movies and TV, that's all like commercial love.
They make it seem
Yeah,
so
they make it
perfect.
seem perfect. Like they see each other, they fall in love, they have kids, they get married. No, it's never like that in real life. It's never, ever, ever like never. They don't show like the problems. They don't show like they show like a couple of problems, but not like the hardcore problems, like the family. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. Just retarded how they show love in the mainstream right now.
I think they just show like the beginning stages when you're falling in love. They never show what happens afterwards. Once you start getting comfortable with the person, and then you're like, you stop caring about yourself because you're like, I don't have to attract nobody else no more. What the hell? That's dumb.
Because in the beginning everything's nice and lovey-dovey and everything's so perfect, but after a while that's when you start really getting to know the person. That's when problems begin to arise.
That's usually when you first meet somebody, you start caring. Like, oh, I have to dress, my hair has to be fine. Oh my God! But then after a while, you stop caring.
Because you know that person loves you already.
Yeah, no matter what. So they don't really show, like she said, they don't show the problems because every couple and if they're like very committed into the relationship, they know what it takes. It takes a lot of fighting and arguments and
farting.
Burping and farting.
Yeah.
No, but so I guess one question would be this also is, and I think you were starting to say something about this before. Most people, a lot of people start out with something very physical, right? How important is that to a relationship at the beginning, as it goes along? How important is the physical aspect, the physical attraction, the physical side of love?
It's important, but it's not as important as the emotional attraction, like spiritual attraction. Like as my friend here, I know her for like since I don't know how many years, 6-7 years. She gets attracted to guys physically, and then like the relationship goes on and she realizes that she can't have a conversation with them. So that's why she breaks up with them. Every guy I know, she can't have a serious like conversation with them, and I think that's important too. Especially.
I mean, in the beginning, like I see like my last boyfriend, I saw him one day and I was like, wow, he's so hot. And then we started getting to know each other. We started going out, and we went out, and it was actually a thing that happened really fast. And then I was like, you know what? Shallowness will never get you anywhere, because you look at the person and they might be beautiful on the outside, but they have nothing to offer on the inside. And
in terms of what? What do you mean?
In terms of conversation, in terms of intellect, in terms of conversation, in terms of like being emotional. Like my previous boyfriend didn't have any of those qualities, and I only went out with him, like, to tell you the truth, I regret it, and I only went out with him because he was really cute. And I was hoping that maybe there would be something more to him, but it turned out that there wasn't.
Do you think now this makes a lot of sense. Do you think that being cute gets in the way of a person's developing that other side?
Personality, definitely. Because they feel like that, they could get any girl they want, they could get any guy they want. They don't feel the need to develop a personality or intellect. They feel like I could get this, I could get that, so there's no need for me to develop that. And that sucks.
They get everything by their beauty.
They get everything by their beauty.
Advantage.
That's their advantage. So they feel no reason to read a book or.
Is it possible though? I mean, if you know that, is it possible for you to be attracted to or to fall in love with somebody then that you don't find initially physically attractive?
I think it is possible. I really think it is, because I mean, what I've learned from life is that beauty comes from the inside, and it doesn't come from the outside.
It's the soul.
It's the soul. I mean, it's that, that's what keeps you going, and it's not beauty. Beauty will only lasts a few years. I mean, eventually you're going to wrinkle, eventually you're going to age, and the only thing you have to offer is what's inside, and that's eventually what's going to...
Were you ever afraid, any of you, that it might be difficult to find somebody who you both find attractive outside and inside, because the two seem like they're opposed to each other?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The two of you have been together a long time.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't think it's hard to find. I mean, it depends. I mean, I really don't know.
So you guys give us permission to
Yeah.
put it on DVD for non-profit purposes.
If you find somebody that's beautiful and has the brains and has like the spiritual and is just perfect,
And that's great.
that's like 1 in a million, bro.
Yeah.
Is
That's
there
like
such thing as perfect out there?
No.
no,
Oh.
actually there isn't.
Perfect's just a word. What is perfect? What is normal? What is, you'll never know. It's just a word.
I fooled around and fell in love. All you need is love. Din, 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 din. All you need is love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. All you need is love. Din, 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 din. All you need is love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
All right. Now, can you introduce yourself? What's your
Yeah,
name?
what's your name?
Let go.
Not too close. Not
Okay, right there.
Yep.
Okay. Just like McGreenlee said, I am a gay American, I am a homeless American,
Uh-huh.
and I'm proud of it.
Okay.
And just like the governor of McGreenlee, what did he say in that speech? I am a gay American. Why do you think he did that with pride?
Why?
Because he knew being gay was what? At this time in history in America, you on the shit list.
What list?
The shit.
Uh-huh. And why would you be on the shit list?
Because you're gay. Stop
Okay.
the bullshit.
But why is it
Why is it bad?
Yeah, what's so bad about it?
Because you still have a good percentage of Americans consider you to be repulsive. You're an animal.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. What is love?
First of all,
From your own personal perspective.
Okay.
Not like something you read or
right,
you heard.
right. But you gotta
Have you experienced love?
right. You gotta listen to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Love is something that is invisible. You cannot put it in your pocket. It ain't materialistic like money, or car, or building, your body, clothes. Love to me is something deep, deep, deep.
What is it?
It's spiritual.
Spiritual.
True love, not phony love,
Right.
but true love is spiritual, and that means it's not materialistic. There's nothing materialistic about it. Okay. Now you heard about Dodi and Princess Diana and about their love affair, and they did all they could to protect themselves against the public and the media. Why? Because they were truly in what?
Love?
In love.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Right.
Why does every human being wants to be in love and goes towards love?
Okay.
Why? What is the reason why we need love
Okay.
as human beings? No matter whether
Okay,
you're
I'm giving you my
homosexual-
opinion.
Yes.
Whoever created us, or whatever created us, there's a pattern in us. Like a computer,
Right.
like you program.
Yes, yes.
We are programmed
Programmed.
to love.
I see. Now,
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not for some, but for everyone. What the Lord, we don't need another mountain. We've got mountains and valleys enough to climb. Notice that. We got mountains and valleys enough to climb. Those are physical things. Love is not a valley that you can see. Love is not a mountain that you can see. But it is a mountain and it is a valley, but it's invisible. is deep, deep, deep feeling. You guys wasn't born, okay?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Tell me about the women in your life. Have you ever been in love with women? I mean, at what point have you realized
Very
that you're
few.
gay, and
Oh.
what is the reason
I'm
why
not
you
gay.
became? Oh, you're not.
No.
I thought you were.
No, I made a comparison
Oh, I see.
Oh,
that
I'm sorry.
McGreely made excuse me, I don't use that as derogatory,
Right,
Uh-huh.
right, right.
okay? I respect whether you are Muslim, a Catholic, a Hindu, a Buddhist, gay, straight. I'm an
long as you're
American.
human.
I'm an American. And Americans have a history and tradition of respecting different what?
Freedom.
You got it.
All right. Now,
You got it. You got it.
how many times in your life have you been in love?
Very few.
Very few. Okay. And the reason why you fell out of it, or are you in love still? Are you in love with someone right now?
You see, a lot of people don't understand. Love is can become like a mystic thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like being in the water. And you say, oh, I'm not too deep. And then all of a sudden, oh God, you drowning. So you got to understand, you cannot really define love in words. But by doing something like I just said, about the water get deeper and deeper, and you got a very good, vivid idea.
But if you really were in love, can you just close your eyes and maybe
You
try
don't-
to articulate that feeling
You don't-
to someone?
You didn't see. He don't want to accept.
How
what
about
I,
a child?
He don't
How
want
about a
to
child who doesn't know what love is? How can you explain to the child?
because
what
the
is
child has not developed to that state. Come on, bro. The child know what love is, but his is at an infantile state.
Okay. How about if that child was me? All right. I don't know what love is.
No,
Can
no.
you
You
tell
didn't
me
hear what I
love
said.
is?
It's infantile.
In other words, it doesn't have enough intellectual.
It's not deep, deep, deep. In other words, you really don't have no understanding yet. You understand what I'm saying? You understand?
Well, I'm talking about a child.
It's just
that's
like a
10,
baby.
10, 13
It's
years
like a
old.
baby. The mother feed the baby and give the baby clothing and keep the baby warm. It's like that. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But as you grow older and develop, if you're not retarded
Right.
and you're in your right mind, then you begin to get a little bit more, how should I say it, in-depth feeling that love is a very powerful force. Watch my hat. Take a look at my hat.
Yes. What about
Now I'm going to drop it to the ground. I want you to follow it.
it? All right.
Ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
When I count 3, I'm going to drop it.
Go.
1, 2, 3. Why did my hat drop?
Gravity.
Say it again.
Gravity.
Can you see gravity?
No, it's.
I just answered my question. Can you see gravity?
No.
Can you put it in your pocket?
No.
Can you feel it? Excuse me.
Yes, you can feel it.
No, okay, you can feel it. Can you physically hold it?
No.
Okay, that's what love is. It's like that. And what I did is very graphic.
So it's like a force that can't be explained?
You got it. But it's what? Quite powerful and quite what? Active. Don't ever forget that. It's like gravity. Name me some other forces in the universe. Go ahead.
Other forces?
Yeah. Forces.
Air.
Can you see air?
No.
No, you may see substances. Can you see oxygen?
Well, that's air.
No. Can you see oxygen?
No.
Can you put it in your pocket like money?
No.
What I'm saying here. But let me cover your nose and mouth and go, hell.
So what you're saying, without love, there is no living. It's survival.
It's like being suffocated.
We're talking with Lise, and the question is, what is love?
What is love?
Wow. How do you perceive what love is, and why do people need it?
Or even if you can't define it, what are some things that you can say about it?
Well, I don't know if there's just one kind of love or there's many different kinds of loves, because I know there's the one love between all people and all living things, but in terms of relationships between people, I think there must be different kinds of love. Sometimes it seems really chemical, sometimes it's a meeting of the minds, like an intellectual kind of a thing. Sometimes it's just a heart connection that it's instant. It doesn't require words. It may not be physical. I think there is such a thing as platonic love also. I think that can happen. So, I mean, there's just so much love floating around that it's really hard to define.
Is it
what love
possible?
is.
Is it possible that each love, like maybe it's possible that each individual love between two people or any group is actually different than any other one, and that there is no definition of that spans over all these different types?
Well, I think each relationship is unique.
Right.
Each, like, you have one individual, you have a second individual. What's between them is quite a unique experience, quantity, whatever. But I think what it is that's driving us to connect is the same urge. Or not connect, remember the connection, maybe.
And what is that? Why is that? Why is it that we do speak of it categorically? Why is it that it is the same urge?
God, I have been wondering about that. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's people say, "Oh, we're social animals," but I don't think that's it. I think there's some other level.
We were talking about this earlier. I almost want to say that it has something to do with the fact that, if we all look at our mitochondrial DNA and we trace it back, we're all like from the same mother 300,000 years ago. So each time that people either merge with each other mentally or that they give birth to a new child, it's like humanity reconsidering itself almost, isn't it? It's like a way that we can reconsider ourselves. No?
It could be, but that just reminded me of something else. In particular, this man with a tattoo, little scribbly things on the side of his arm. I said, "What is that?" And he said, "My girlfriend has the matching ones. It was chromosomes separating, as in mitosis." Isn't that beautiful? That was him and his girlfriend. They matched. It just totally reminded me of your talking about the original DNA.
That is fascinating.
Tell us about Talk to Me.
Well, we're sitting here next to a very loud sign that says "Talk to Me."
And talking to us.
And I'm talking to you, Renard, and I just wanted to tell you that this is a sign that invites absolutely anybody.
How long have you been doing it?
Over 2 years.
How did it start? Why did you decide to do this?
Curiosity.
How often do you do this?
Every day.
Every single day?
Yeah.
An evening?
Yeah. Well,
Not throughout the whole day, right?
well, the first year and a half, it was all day long, every day.
I see. And you guys, you said your boyfriend and you
Yeah.
started this 2 years ago, right?
Right.
And where are you guys from?
He's from Jersey. He had been at NYU for 1 year. When his semester ended in spring '02, and he moved out of his dorm, well, I came up from North Carolina. Together we started backpacking around. So we were just living for cheap and camping out here, there, the other place, and putting the sign up all day long.
What do you derive from this?
Well, of course, connecting with people is immensely satisfying. And there's so much to learn. My perspective on the world has been broadened. I'm very patient, more than I ever was.
As opposed to learning from books.
As opposed to learning from books, which shouldn't be discounted. I mean, although for a year and a half I basically did not read, which was very unusual for me, and that put me in a different engagement with the world too.
Doing this for 2 years now,
Yeah.
what can you tell to the whole world that you have realized about humanity?
What I've realized about humanity,
Yeah.
humanity's not scary. Go meet somebody. That's all I can say.
So, is the idea behind this also, if it's a microcosm of something that if it were practiced on a broader scale might break down a lot of the barriers between people?
I think it could. I think it could because I don't know whether you're experiencing this moment, the psychological shift of sitting in front of the Talk to Me sign, but when it's just you and the Talk to Me sign and a sea of people moving by you, it feels kind of foolish and vulnerable, but it also leads straight to some really honest connections. And I appreciate that. It's kind of not everyone is comfortable with doing it, but I think once people do, other people respond to the place of vulnerability that person has opened.
Have you noticed somewhat of a pattern of what's on people's minds
They want to
nowadays?
know what the heck we're doing,
Uh-huh.
but what's on their mind?
Yeah, like you know, when they do talk to you, and I'm sure you know people do stop by and you know.
People talk about other people. They talk about their family. They talk about the people they're in relationships with. They're talking
Do they
about
confess and things like that?
sometimes. Yeah, when you have people who've just gotten out of prison after 17 years, they tend to want to explain what happened.
There
So-
are cases like that too.
Yeah, we hear a lot of that. People wanting to explain what brought them here. I find that people do want to explain themselves and put their story out there to show what's made them an individual. People want to connect with each other, but they also want to be unique and they want to have their own experience validated by other people hearing that.
Hi, I'm Michelle.
Uh-huh.
I'm 25 years old. I'm from New York, and I'm going to be talking to Jess
Hi, Jess.
about love.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, Jess, when you think of love, what's the first thing that you think of when you think of love? When I think of love, the first thing I think about is my friends. That's not true, but like in one case, that's the first thing I think about. I think about whatever the situation, and love is like three people having some beers, doing free association, just like tonight, like you know, yeah. Awesome. What about you, Michelle? What do you think about love?
Yeah, this is reciprocal,
It's a
right?
two-way interview here?
Yeah.
Well, when I think of love, actually, I think of like a person, like one person, and like waking up in the morning and thinking of that person, and not wanting to be with anybody else but that person. I think of like one human being that like you live, breathe, and like dream and eat that person. That's what I think of without that. So love is short-lived. I don't think it is short-lived though. I think it's forever. Do you think it's short-lived? I think it's short-lived.
I heard that you know a person cannot experience love in the true sense of what love is more than 2-3 years because it's just hard, you know, because all constantly you are somewhat in fear.
Very brief. Wait, Amanda has something to say. This is our friend Amanda.
Uh-huh. Hi.
Amanda, 25.
Where are you from?
Wait, 25th birthday. Amanda, happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy
Amanda.
birthday! Happy
Love is not
birthday to
passion.
you!
Passion initially meant pain and suffering, but now it means love. But love can last forever, and that's the right kind of love.
Uh-huh. Why do humans need love?
Why what?
Why do people need love?
Why people need love?
Yeah, why is it essential? Like what like as opposed to when the person is not in love, right?
Yeah.
And the person in love, like you know what I mean? That person always craves for love kind of thing. Why?
You know what?
Why do you
Because
think?
it's like somebody in the world that you not only care about, that cares about you, but not like that. It's like
You want to sit down?
it's like a person that almost like you feel like you exist for the person exists for you.
You become one.
Well, no, it's not that you become one. That's not what I mean. I feel like it's like your existence like matters. Not because of the person, but to that person.
In other words, you kind of find the reason for why you are here,
No,
living.
I don't mean it like your existence is contingent upon the person. That's not what I mean at all. Like your existence should be like yourself. That's not what I mean. I mean like it's like an amazing feeling to know that somebody like cares about like every aspect of like who you are and what you do and like what you like believe in and what you think and like.
Can you fall in love? Can you fall in love before with someone else before you fall in love with yourself? Like, you know,
Absolutely.
do you have to first love
Go to
yourself?
Jess on this.
Yeah, that's totally what love is. I mean, people like look for love because they're innately lonely. Like, I think that's the big definition. And I think like what love is what passion is like projecting out what you want on yourself.
So do you think that like love, like if you don't love, like do you think that love is like constantly connected? Like let's say like you love yourself a lot.
we only have one word as like our language for love, like that's like bullshit. But like romantic love, like you find that people like think about that they want to wake up every morning with the person that's being consumed by. That's such a crap. Like that's just chemistry and biology and people wanting to fulfill themselves.
Talking about loving yourself and like other people or whatever, like let's say that
It's good, but it's like fleeting.
it's fleeting what? What's fleeting?
Because it is. It's like it's a problem that you want to solve. It's not like it's not something you can change. It's not like the love like you have like your friends. It's totally different. That's so right.
Well, that's why I think that Jess is a better authority on this because I've never been in love and Jess has.
You never been in love?
No.
Ever?
No.
And what is the reason why? I mean,
No, but Jess has been in love, which is why I'm saying like Jess is a better
Maybe
authority on
we
this.
should talk to me about it.
No, I think that's why we should talk to you about it. Yeah.
have you been in love?
I'm not sure.
Can you define what love is? Like, what's love? I mean, like,
I'll know it when I see it, I guess. I mean, there are periods in my life where I thought I loved someone, but now I'm not sure. You change so much. The process, I suppose, and during love is being able to forgive someone and accept
compromise,
them for all their flaws and compromise and
tolerate, right?
And I don't know if I'm there yet.
What do you think the person has to do? I mean, you've been in love, right? Once or like a few times or like? Are you in love for now?
Probably.
What do you mean?
I mean, it depends on what your definition is.
Love like to a person, you know, like intimate love. I'm talking about like
not intimate.
full-fledged, you know, like love.
But I think you can be in love without being in love, like you know, verbally or like commitment-wise.
You're talking about platonically? Like just spiritually, not like physically, that kind of
No,
thing?
I think you can be consumed by love without like having like a friendship love, or like a real love that's like bound and. It's impossible having this discussion about love.
Yeah.
Like there's one word for love, and there's so many. Like the Greeks have like what 13 words for love, like different words.
Like
Platonic love, romantic love.
symposium? Are you talking
Like
about?
I'm in love with all both of these girls.
But we're not going to sleep together.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, this is just friendship love kind of thing.
There's too many words. If you're asking about love, falling in love, like, you know, where you choose to, like, you know, be bound with another person, and you have that kind of friendship love, and, like, beyond the passion, with the waking up together, like, you go to your parents together.
Yeah,
That's another kind of love.
Right. Like we don't want to wake up together, but like we love hanging out together. Like where's the line?
I want to wake up with you guys.
I'm like, that's different. Okay,
All right. Is there anything you want to tell to the whole world? Maybe something you've thought of but never had a chance to share with the world? Now's your chance. Doesn't have to be about love.
Oh, it's about our parents.
Anything,
Just,
anything.
okay, tell them.
Anything.
Michelle is a rock star.
And so it's Jess, and we have a great band, and it's called We Don't Know Yet, but it's a great title.
Is that the name we don't know yet?
Basically, we're both awesome. Look at us. Look at how. There we go.
There you go.
No,
That's
these
love.
faces, because you'll know us even if you don't want to at some point soon.
All right.